Hello, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us this evening. I think a couple people here. So if you can hear me, do you want to let me know in the chat? That would be excellent. Excellent. Thanks, Annika. Well, give it another minute in case anybody else wants to join. Well, our original plan was to go into the office and do this, but we had to make some changes, and now my kids are still awake, so I'm doing this from my garage where I usually play some video games. So I apologize for the display around me. Usually we have like a JFR background and stuff, but making it work. Right on. Well, I will get started then. So welcome everybody to just the JFR live info session. So I'll just go through the program, and then I will try and show you how to apply if I can get on. I was having some issues logging on, so we'll see. But I'll get into that at the end of the stream. So the Junior Forest Ranger program. It's a summer work experience, and one of our main objectives is to showcase different careers that you can go into. The careers in forestry, wildfire, fish and wildlife conservation. And we do that by having our crews participate in different work projects or hands-on educational experiences. So the JFR Crew, the plan this summer is to have 9 different crews across the province, and us being under Alberta wildfire, we utilize the 10 different forest areas that Alberta wildfire has broken down the province into. And this summer we'll use 9 of those different fire bases, so our crews live on fire base. And when I say crew, I mean a crew of 6 high school students and who are our crew members, and then a leader and a sub-leader. And yeah, every day they get to go out and they get paid to do all kinds of different fun things throughout the summer for about 7 weeks. This summer it'll take place from July 6th to August 24th. Typically I'll play a video, but I'm gonna skip that for now. I feel like I'll just keep going with the presentation. If anybody wants to go watch the JFR video on their own, you are more than welcome to. It's right up on the JFR website, albertajfr.ca, where you can head on over to this YouTube page actually, so you can check out all the videos there. So when I mentioned work projects, so during the summer, our crews are working Monday to Friday, 8:15 to 4:30, and so they're getting paid for 7.25 hours per day, and every day they're going out to do a different project. So that might be a hands-on work project or an educational opportunity. And when our leaders are planning the summer, our leaders are the ones who are networking with all the different professionals in those various fields of natural resource management to plan all the projects. And so when I say work project, I mean a hands-on work project. It could be anything from doing a stream assessment with a company called TSAG, who comes around and visits the crews and takes the crew out to a nearby stream, and they will measure the water quality. They will check out some macroinvertebrates in the water, so you get some waders on, which is this picture right here. That's Eagle Willie right there, and the crew up over in Hinton a few years ago, we're doing it with them. A lot of the crews do some trail building, a day or two of trail building, so they might go to a provincial park and just join up with somebody from Environment Parks in Alberta, and either they will continue a trail, or they might just do some maintenance on it, or construct an entirely new one. Other crews will build some birdhouses or bat boxes. Most crews will do some, or at least half the crews last year did some tree planting, so you might do a day or two of some tree planting. Most of the crews will take part in the fire smarting program. Some crews might might build a boardwalk on top of building a trail. A lot of the crews will visit. We encourage them to visit, to just stop into the local communities and encourage the leaders to plan a project in their local community. So that might just be fixing up a fence, painting the local gazebo at a park, just helping out just smaller local organizations to help out. A few years ago, I helped out the Fort McMurray crew. Just after some floods that they had, we helped out the local Salvation Army and helped clean up their parking lot. So little things like that. And then most of the crews, if not all of them, will either get out to an actual wildfire or have a mock fire put on for them, where they'll get to test all the pumps and hoses. And some crews are lucky enough to get a helicopter ride out to a wildfire, but I'll touch on that as well. So, yeah, as I was mentioning before, our leaders, the ones who are planning all this, so we encourage them to plan their summer around 70% of the time more hands-on work projects. And then the other 30% is more education based. So a lot of the crews most crews, as I mentioned, will get a helicopter ride. So they'll talk to the pilot, they'll learn about the aircraft and how they operate during a wildfire, different types of exits and pickup strategies. Most crews will visit the local air tanker base to check out some other aircrafts on there. They will some of the crews will, or all the crews will do some flora and fauna identification. So we might do a bit of that during training, but some of the crews will either have a forest health officer come out and do a plant walk, or they might be lucky enough to visit with a local knowledge keeper to go out on a medicinal plant walk. We do some bushcraft skills during member training, so we definitely touch on some plants during bushcraft skills as well. And then some of the crews get to participate in the wildfire investigation course. So they'll have a wildfire investigator come out, or they'll invite you to the local forestry office, and you can sit in the classroom and do a bit of a course in there, and then head out into the field and learn about how a wildfire starts and how they're able to observe that fire after it's gone through and the signs that they're looking for to see how those wildfires spread and where they start. Climbing a lookout tower. So a lot of the crews will visit the local lookout tower and go through the proper safety procedures before doing that. Get strapped in with the harness and able to climb up there and see what the nearby tower person does for the summer. Also, all of the crews all the leaders are given a certain budget to able to get a certification of some kind. So you might be doing an ATV course, or you might be doing a wilderness first aid, or you might be doing a canoe or kayak certification. So you're more than welcome to check out our website too. I think there's some other stuff up on there with regards to that. But yeah, the crews are get some certifications along the way. And then all the crews will either visit a lumber mill and a cut block, or they'll tie the tree planting into that project as well and see it from start to finish. Some other community projects, and then there's some other educational stuff that our crews like to do too. This picture's up in Fort McMurray from a few years ago, 2 years ago I think, and they're visiting. They visit just some oil and gas companies up there and get a tour of some different operations going on there. Yeah, another really huge aspect of our program is Indigenous culture. So our crews will take part in a 3-day culture camp. So some crews will join up together. Some crews will just do it on their own, with visiting some different individuals from their local Indigenous community, wherever they are in the province. And they're lucky enough to get involved with a number of different aspects of that local community. So some crews will do learn how to they do hide tanning, or they'll set up a teepee, speak to an elder or knowledge keeper. They will make some bannock. They might have most of the crews will do a bit of arts and crafts with them, or they might do some drumming and dancing. Some of the crews will, in the past, have learned how to catch and smoke gutfish properly and smoke them, and some of the crews have been lucky enough to have a sweat with some elders in the local area. So a lot of different stuff that our crews get to do with regards to Indigenous culture, and it's a really important aspect of our program. Accommodations. So this is a big one with our program. Since all of our crews are staying on the wildfire bases, they might. It depends on the location that you go to. So some of the crews will be stationed in more of these trailers right here with the green roof. Those are a typical trailer that our crews stay in, and on those bases there's a kitchen and a rec center, which has couch and TV and games and stuff that the crews can utilize. And then most of the bases also have a fitness gym on base, so they can utilize that fitness equipment. There's a kitchen and dining room and bathroom facility, shower on site as well. And then this picture on the right here of Naomi is from Rocky Mountain House. So that crew is stationed in those smaller A-frame cabins that they have out on the Shunda wildfire base. And then this bottom picture is the Calgary crew a few years ago. So all the crews will stay in tents for a few nights, depending on project location. So get to gain some experience camping as well and cooking for yourselves out in the bush. Locations, as I was mentioning before, us utilizing the 10 different forest areas in the province under Alberta wildfire. So this year we're going to use 9 of these locations. The plan is all of them this year except for the Slave Lake district, but that could change. But that's where we're sitting at right now. And all of them are wildfire bases except for the Hinton crew. They stay at the JFR camp that we have just outside of the edge of Hinton. So yeah, those are the different forest areas that we get to utilize. And meals. We're lucky enough to be under Alberta wildfire to get to utilize their meals as well. So crews will wake up on base. They'll have breakfast made for them. So you walk up with a tray and have breakfast made for you there on the spot. And you can eat breakfast, get your bag lunch for the day, hand back in your tray with your plates and cutlery, and they clean it up for you, and head out to your work site for that day. The leaders will drive you out to your work site, wherever that might be. Sometimes your work site is 10 minutes down the road. Other times it's 2 hours down the road, so or down many roads, just to utilize the whole forest area. But those projects that are a little farther away, that's when the crews typically tend to camp out, just to minimize driving time, and those projects tend to last 2 or 3 days. And then if you're heading back to base that evening, you head back to base and have dinner made for you on base, whatever they're making that night. And same process, kind of tray and a plate that you go collect, and you tell them what you want. And it's a great aspect of the program. You don't have to really clean up after yourself, other than cleaning off your plate and handing your tray in. And then if you are camping out for the night too, the crew will just cook for themselves and come up with a recipe and go grocery shopping before you go. Team development. So I was mentioning before, our crews work Monday to Friday, 8:15 to 4:30. But then, so you might be wondering what to do during the evenings or weekends. So our evenings are typically spent more relaxed time. Some crews like to have a campfire. Some crews like to play board games or some Dungeons and Dragons if you're into that thing. You might also just utilize the rec room, watch a movie. Some crews have video games on base, so if you're just looking to have some downtime, there's opportunity for that during the week as well. And then the weekends are definitely more spent doing some more outdoor rec stuff. So typically you'll go for a hike or go fishing. Some crews have access to canoes or kayaks. This middle picture here is the Peace River crew, so they have access to kayaks. The Rocky Mountain House crew went rock climbing a couple years ago. A lot of crews have their crew members bring mountain bikes. Or you might go camping for the weekend or fishing. So it just depends on what the crew wants to do and what is available in your area. Tools and equipment. If anybody watching has any questions, I don't think there's too many people in here, but if you're watching and have any questions, feel free to type a question in the chat. Annika, my coworker, is watching the chat, so she'll gladly answer any questions that you might have. So during our member training, we will go over the equipment and tools that our crews get to utilize. So we go for things like shovels and rakes and axes and this middle tool here called a Pulaski, which is great for building trails. And this thing down here is a brush saw, so you can swap out the weed whacker head for a saw blade, and you're able to cut down small shrubs or saplings. It's great for clearing an area, for fire smarting, or building trails, building a helipad if you need to. So it's a very useful tool that we get to utilize, and we get trained on that. And chainsaw. So all of our leaders get trained on using the chainsaw. Um, they go for their level 2, their Buckers certification. But we're trying to expand it to some of the crews as well. So last year we did one crew we were able to get to and teach them, to get all of those members certified, and then we're hopefully maybe we'll get out to a few more than that though this year. So we'll see how it goes. Personal protective equipment. So these yellow coveralls, they're called Nomex, which all of our crew members are given. They're also given hard hat, face shield, earmuffs, safety glasses, gloves. The only thing that we don't provide are steel toe boots. So anybody who's coming into the program for the summer will have to make sure they have their own steel toe boots. Um, we do provide the glasses and the gloves, I said, but they tend to be a little bit bigger and clunkier, so I always recommend people bring their own or purchase them at some point during the summer. Personal gear. So if anybody that gets hired, we provide them with a fairly lengthy list of different equipment that they should be bringing for the summer. So they just want to be outside of the steel toe boots. You have to make sure you have just the proper clothing for the entire summer. So you're gone for 7 weeks, outside of the August long weekend, but I will touch on that. So you're gone for 7 weeks, so you want to make sure you have rain gear, warm clothing. It does tend to get colder in the mornings, especially later in the summer. Sunglasses, hat, other shoes to wear, sandals, swimming stuff if you might go swimming, and then camping gear. So you don't need your own tent. We can definitely provide a tent, but you will need a sleeping bag, and definitely recommend a sleeping pad as well. Also, some cutlery or something to bring is always a good thing as well if you're going camping at all during the summer. But we do provide a list that lets you know what sort of gear we recommend you bring. And then so, yeah, I mentioned the August long weekend, so I'll get to that in a second. But so our crews go through about 5 days of training right at the start of the summer. So how that works is all of the members are to be dropped off at the Hinton Training Center on July 5th, and then we start training the next morning for 5 days. And then once training is done, all of the crews pile into their work vehicles, and the leaders drive them to whoever their leaders are. They drive them to the forest area that they're stationed in, and they get settled on their fire base on that first day. Take a tour of the fire base. Typically, crews will get a tour of the local forestry office that day or the next day. Meet all kinds of different people. Meet the fire crews on base. And then the next day they'll start doing those projects that the leaders have been planning over the last few weeks. So that's your Monday to Friday, and then get to do all the fun weekend stuff as well. And then as the summer progresses, we'll hit the August long weekend, and that's when crew members are to be picked up on that weekend. They get to go home for that long weekend, or take off and go camping if that's what family or friends want to do for that weekend, and then come back on the Monday evening, and ready to go for the Tuesday morning. And then you finish up the last couple of weeks in the summer before we get to our summer end event called Bull of the Woods. So this is the crews will arrive on the Monday, on the 22nd, and then we'll take part in some evening activities then. But then it really starts on that Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning is when we get to take part in a full day of Indigenous culture. So we'll bring some incredibly talented people out. So we'll get some dancers and drummers. The one year we had a world champion hoop dancer come out, a 3-time world champion actually. Dallas Arcan is his name. So he came out the one year and did some dancing for us, and so we've had some other families come out and do a bunch of different types of dances for us. We'll tend to do like a smudge and an opening ceremony to get things started in the morning. We'll have an elder come out. We'll set up a teepee. We'll do some storytelling, some bannock making. We'll play some different traditional games or hand games. It's just an awesome day. of different events. And then the next day is a big competition between all of the different crews. So everybody competes in about 6 different events throughout the day. Um, and just to show you a few of the events, this is Melon Roll, this middle picture here, where a couple of crew members get to practice or put into practice all of their skills that they've learned about rolling fire hoses during the summer, and have a race with that. Swede Saw Relay, 3 different people will compete in that on each crew. Fire lighting is the one we always tend to finish off the day with, where you have to burn through a nylon rope. We do some other things. There's a crew leader event. There's a few different other events. We have a JFR Master Chef event that we will do if COVID isn't a thing this summer, and a few other different events that we can plug and play each year. So it's an awesome way to finish off the summer. And usually parents are invited, or families are invited out to this event for the 2 days, so you can come and see what your son or daughter's up to that for the summer, and get to hang out with them for those last couple of days, right at on the fire base that we're stationed at Cold Creek Fire Base, just a little east of Edson. And yeah, and then that's the last day. That takes place on the 24th, and then crew members take off after that day is over. How to apply. So this job site, the Alberta, so because this is a government-run program, provincial program, we are now putting up our job posting right on the GOA job board. So you can head on over there. And from here, you can search for the JFR crew member job posting. I will step back just slightly. So what we do have as part of the JFR program is our own application document. So we have 3 different parts to this, part A, B, and C. And so in order to apply, you do have to be between 16 and 18 years old, full-time high school student. As of July 1st, you have to have a SIN card, and then just be a full-time student or resident of Alberta. Things we're looking for. So everybody who submits a full application will get an interview, as long as we don't have an incredibly record-setting number of applicants. So we'll typically interview around 130, 140 applicants. And this year we'll be selecting 54 of those applicants. So you'll get an interview, and we go through that process. But things we're looking for during the interview, and then as part of your application. So we're looking for that you're comfortable working or being as part of a team. So whether you're part of a sports team, a hobby group, volunteer opportunities, so those different things of being on a team. You're with 5 other individuals all summer, so we want to make sure you're comfortable working outside as well as part of a team. So if you have a lot of camping experience, if you're in cadets, if you're a part of JFW or Scouts or anything along those lines, we definitely want to highlight that. Yeah, different tool experience, your safety experience. If you have a current job. We are also looking for leadership skills. So whether you have some leadership skills, whether you develop that through school or different sports teams, anything like that, you want to highlight that on your application document. Or if you don't have a lot of leadership skills, you want to showcase that you're looking to improve that, and however you want to showcase that on your letter of interest, which I will touch on. Know what you're signing up for. So one thing that we encourage everybody to do is visit our website, visit our Facebook and Instagram or social media, YouTube account to check out all the videos. All of the crews do a weekly video blog during the summer. So if your son or daughter is out there during the summer, it's an awesome opportunity to just visit those video blogs each week to see what they were up to. Just gives you a little snapshot for a few minutes as to what they were doing for the last week. You can go check out those. Those are all up on our YouTube page as well. And then if you are looking to apply and you have any questions, I definitely recommend reaching out to us. Feel free to call myself or my coworker Annika, who's here in the chat. We will gladly answer any questions you have. We know that parents like to call us sometimes, but we really encourage the students themselves to call us. We want to talk to them. We're the ones that are hiring them. So parents, you're also more than welcome to call us, but I also encourage your child to call us as well. And then, yeah, I don't think I did mention, but it is $15 an hour that you make, so that's 8:15 to 4:30 Monday to Friday, so 7.25 hours. But you don't have to pay for any meals or accommodations. That's covered all summer. There's an opportunity to earn some certificates as well as all the skills and life skills and social skills and interpersonal development that you get out of this program. It just goes beyond that pay as well. Um, yeah, question. What if a crew member is wanting to bring a professional camera or GoPro? Yeah. So great question. So all of the bases have power, so you can absolutely charge that. And yeah, we want you to bring a camera, a GoPro. I'm a huge I love video editing, so that's something I encourage the crews to do. And if you're into that sort of thing, then you can definitely tackle the video aspect side of things. If you want to tackle the weekly video blogs, if you're interested in that sort of thing, you can definitely utilize the leaders' phones to take part in that. If you have a computer or something and want to make your own video to put up, that's awesome too. So there is power on the bases. Most of the bases have pretty good reception. There's a couple of bases that are pretty spotty. I know the Blairmore base um, is pretty spotty when it comes to that. The Calgary crew stays on the base down in Blairmore, so it's a little spotty down there. But most of the other bases are pretty good for reception. But there's other times during this every day. Basically, the crews will stop in town or whatever and get some reception too if you want to call home or that. So you can more than welcome to bring your phone. We just don't want you during it work. We use it during working hours is all. So yeah, back to the application. So those three parts, and like I was just mentioning those different three parts in the chat there. So part A is just personal info and a letter of interest. So that letter of interest has 6 different components to it. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh yeah, awesome, perfect. So this is the document application or part A. So just some personal info, and then this is the letter of interest down here. There's 6 different questions, and then one other aspect to it is picking your 3 choices, 3 locations that you'd like to go to. And so when we're picking applicants, we definitely look at your top 3 choices, and we really try to get you on one of those locations. So that's something we look at when we're placing applicants on crews as well. And the more info you put on these letter of interest, the better it is for us and when we're making selections. So we definitely encourage you to put as much info on here as possible. Is a medic or nurse on base 24/7? So there isn't somebody who's a certified medic or nurse on base at all times. All of our leaders are first aid certified at minimum. Most of them have honest as wilderness first aid. But the awesome thing about being in wildfire is there's a lot of other people on base who have extensive training. Everybody has to have their standard first aid and CPR on base. So there is a lot of people on the base that can assist if there is any medical situation on base. The other aspect to being in wildfire is we have access to helicopters, so we can utilize those in any sort of emergency situation. But we definitely try not to get that far into any sort of medical situation. So safety is an incredibly important component of this program. We do realize that your child, your son or daughter, is out with us for 7 weeks, so that is something that we take very it's extremely important to us, and we are concerned with everybody's safety at all times throughout the day. And then the second part of the application is part B, so it's a fitness form and what's called a PAR-Q. So the PAR-Q is just an information document that you have to fill out prior to doing the fitness test, just to make sure you're physically capable of doing the fitness test. But the fitness test is fairly simple, so it's walking 3.2 kilometers, wearing a 25-pound backpack, and you have to walk that in 30 minutes or less. You can have a coach or teacher time you at school if you're able to walk a track, if you have that. If you don't have access to that, you're more than welcome to get a parent to time you. Just map out an area around your house. The flatter the better, and you can time that and write down your time on that form. Excuse me, and submit that along with your application. And then part C, the third aspect to it is reference forms. So there's two references that you need to acquire. We always encourage you to get one from a coach or a teacher or a current employer or somebody else if you do any volunteer work, anybody along those lines. Instead of just a family friend, we kind of discourage those sort of references. And yeah, that is the how to apply section. So when you do go to the GOA job board, if you just search out JFR, it pops up here, JFR Crew Member. And you can click on that, and this describes some more information about the program or about the job itself, some job duties, and then it goes over the following documents that you have to attach. There's a link that takes you right there. And then when you want to apply, what you need to do is create a profile if you don't have one already. So in order to do that, you just click on this Apply Now button, and that takes you to a website where you can implement your own email address. If you don't have an account, you have to just click below it and create an account. So this is what this looks like. So it's an email and a password and your name and your country of residence. I apologize. I realized I was trying to do this before, but I've already utilized my email address to apply, so I can't apply again once you've already applied. But the great thing that Annika has done on our website is if you head on over to the application section, is you can click here to check out your candidate profile, but then also applying for a job. It brings up this document, and so once you, as I was right before, once you click on that Apply Now button under the crew member section, it shows you exactly what to do in order to upload your documents properly. So it can be a little confusing, but that's why we recommend checking out this image in particular on the JFR website. So that's albertajfr.ca, and you click on the application section, and it walks you through it step by step. But if you are having trouble with this, feel free to call us, send us an email, let us know you're having issues, and we can help you walk you through that. It's no problem at all. And just make sure you get your applications up by the end of day April 1st, because the job will come down off the job board and you won't be able to apply after that. Yeah, that is the JFR program. So yeah, thanks everybody for listening. I'll leave it open here if anybody else has any other questions. Right on. Well, yeah, if anything else comes up for anybody who's still out there, you are more than welcome to contact us. You can head over to our website. You can email us. All our contact info is on the website, so feel free to head over there and check it out if you have any burning questions that you need to ask us. Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody, for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and yeah, I hope anybody listening. I encourage you to apply. It's an awesome summer job. So it's a program here strictly in Alberta. So I think you should all try and take advantage of it. Thanks for listening, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening.